Welcome back to Visual Trigger.
Yeah, and I know it seems like I usually have something to drink. I guess that might be true. So, I don't know. Let's see what's this. Little 15-year-old Dalwhinnie. So I didn't really want to just talk about photography the, all the time. I mean, I could, and I have friends and I that we definitely talk about photography a lot. But I mean, there are so many other things going on in the world. It's still all rounded up here. It seems like even though the West Coast was first-ish in Washington, it seemed and California is definitely definitely coming online, and I think it's going to be rough for them for a little while. Up here in the Pacific Northwest, it seems pretty chill, but we don't have the population density, and I know it's probably fucking suicide to do like just one segment once in a while. Um, Not about politics, like current affairs. And I talked to a friend of mine who's like a producer friend, and I was like, "Well, what if I called it like Balls Deep Wednesdays?" And he was like, "You don't want to do that. You don't want to have to commit to doing one thing every Wednesday because it'll just suck for you." So I'll take his advice, but it's very strange to watch people because it's strange that I have basically watched people my entire life. I mean, not like when I was a kid, I wasn't some fucking peeping Tom or shit, but and I mean, people were watching me then because I was doing magic and I did a lot of magic. I think my parents would prefer I was like fucking performing on cruise ships, except for now, perhaps. I mean, that doesn't sound like a lot of fucking fun. In fact, it doesn't. It never sounded fun at all to me. Because when I was like 18, I was like, yeah, no, I'll do something else. I mean, I appreciate everything that happened because of it, but no. Uh, but from doing what I used to do for a living to photography, you're essentially watching people. And, social documentary realism is one of the like adjuncts that I like to do street photography. I don't want to call myself a street photographer because I think that's pathetic. But that's fine. If you want to call yourself that, that's fine. You're probably, unemployed in your mom's basement. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I'm a photographer first. I work for clients. I worked in editorial, and now I work in. I don't even know. It's such a hybrid now. I just do content creation for clients, and whether that's still motion, video, digital, film, whatever. But I've watched people, and watching people right now is a trip because they want safety and security, and that really doesn't exist. I, when you drive in your car, you're taking your life in your hands. I think you're definitely safer flying, but right now, everybody wants to be guaranteed this safety, and I don't get it. After there's a mass shooting, people they always call for like, oh, we got to turn in the guns, we got to have gun control, and how does that make sense? You want to abdicate certain rights that you're given by being born here and being a citizen here or being a naturalized citizen just so you can have this weird sense of fake safety? I mean, I guess that's why the insurance industry makes so much goddamn money, because they sell this fake illusion of I'm safe. When we live on a spinning ball of fucking mud, hurtling through space, and we think there's any safety at all. It fucking boggles my mind. I really don't understand it. And it's always one situation to the next. And somehow there's always a certain genre of person who just wants to give up liberty for a false sense of security and safety. And it doesn't exist. I think social distancing is smart as hell. It's very odd to go get groceries and just see people in masks, and not as many masks as I see in the media in New York, Los Angeles. I don't really see a lot of news from New Orleans. I've just recently started seeing some news from Detroit. And when I say news, I think CNN, Fox, MSNBC, NBC, CBS, ABC, they're absolutely funded by big pharma, and they're not, you're never going to get the whole story out of them. My favorite news sources are one I pay for is called Stratfor. Reuters is fantastic because their staffers are not allowed to talk about any of their personal political beliefs. And if you look, and I'm friends with lots of them on social media, and you'll never see them pushing a narrative, which I absolutely think is important. Whereas I know staffers from other organizations, and I except even some of the Fox people I know, I don't really think that personally they don't seem like what their network is about. But I always wonder about the narrative. If it's on Fox or it's on CNN or if it's on MSNBC, I always wonder about the narrative, because pretty much every single person I know in media, whether they will admit it or not, are super liberal. And I don't think that's really fair to do. It's not, I don't think it's honest with, news is supposed to be a public benefit, but it's really turned into infotainment. And I think that we really just have to be super careful, especially if we get our news on, say, like Facebook. And I know people from different worlds, even the dog world. I know people, and they skew older. And I'll tell you what, they will play things that I know for a fact to be fake. And I'll say, hey, why would you put that? That's absolutely fake. All it takes is one Google or one DuckDuckGo, whatever your flavor is. And they'll say to me, oh, it's not my job. That's Facebook's job. And Facebook, they don't give a rat's ass. They just want clicks. They want you to stay there on their platform. So, I'm not saying I have any answers for any of this, but it just seems strange. And right now there are so many narratives playing, and the timing of so many things is just so strange. And, I'm lucky to have a couple group texts, and I would say that they're different than what you see on the news. And these are some of the people who, kind of make the news. But anyway, I never wanted to make these kind of posts, segments long. So yeah, till next time.